Comrade Show, Wike, Comrade Lante Oriake. This is the Comrade Show. Comrade Show, Wike, Comrade Lante Oriake. This is the Comrade Show.
Hello. Top of the day to you people, Nigerians across the world. Very good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you, depending on where you are joining us from. This is the Comrade Show, and my name is Comrade Lamte Ikmonwusa Oriahi. Today we are going to be looking at Governor Nyesom Wike and of course Peter Obi. Unfortunately, I'm having to do this broadcast again because there's cause for it. Over the last couple of days, of course, the entire social media space is inundated with Governor Wike's visit to Anambra State and, of course, the remarks he made, while canvassing for support to get the delegates' vote and all of that. All the remarks he made, some of them directly insulting, former Governor Peter Obi and all of that. Using very what many people will consider unethical, words, languages, and all sort of things and all of that, trying to berate and dress down, the person of Peter Obi just because he wants to get support and all of that. And the reason why I'm coming back to this is because somehow Wike's action in Anambra State, sort of vindicated my position and my summation when I, made a broadcast about Wike, trying to analyze the person of Wike against the backdrop of, how, former Governor Peter Obi stands and all of that. And rising from my last broadcast, I have received vituperations, received all sort of things. Just name it. People have called to threaten me. People have called to say all sort of things. Of course, I've received messages of people, expressing support and all of that. I'm not bothered by any of those. Some persons I consider to be people who care about me have equally reached out to me, asking me to support that, to take it slow, to try to find a way in not to talk much about Peter Obi and stuff like that, because this and that and that, people expressing fears and all of that. But this broadcast I'm making is with all due respect to those who really care about me. Honestly, so with all due respect to them, because I am not a man who acts against the things that I believe. If you are watching this broadcast, please share this broadcast. It's very important. It's good we talk about this. But before we zero down into specifics, I'm going to want to share, except of Governor Wike's visit to what's it called, to Anambra State, where he, canvassed for support, and of course dressed down, Peter Obi and all of that. Let's take a listen to some of those things he said. Then we'll begin to make sense of this whole situation.
No sentiment should be brought in. No sentiment. Of all the aspirants, who can withstand this APC in this election? Whether the person from Anambra, you are from Sokoto, you are from Imo. Look at all of us. Who can withstand APC in this election? It is me. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. This is not the time for theory. This is a time for action. This is not a time that I'm a trader. No. No. This is not a time I'm an importer. No. This is not a time I own bank. No. It's not time for somebody saying that I carry my bag. It's not this time. It's not this time at all. I didn't come here to begin to teach you about the economy of Nigeria. That's theory. That's not what I came here. So coming here now to tell you these health indices, this is true, not true. It's not true at all, it's not true. Those ones are theory, it doesn't work that way. So if anybody comes here to tell you in Nigeria the current currency price is this, look. That's it. You are far from what we are talking about. You are far from what we are talking about. If you want to carry your bag, you don't want me to carry your bag, stay at home. This election is not a gentleman's election. Because I tell people, I know your son is running, I know Peter Obi is running. But the problem, when I heard Peter Obi say that he's the best candidate, that he is the best candidate. But he went to Atiku declaration. I said Atiku is the best one to fix the economy. Atiku is the best one to fix the economy in Nigeria. But yet you are the best candidate. Haba. What I came to beg you is that your mandate. That one vote, delegates. Because people don't have up to, I've looked at it, I don't have up to, since you don't have state working committee, you don't have up to 40 delegates. But I'm still interested in it. Even if it is one. I know your son is running, but he knows that I'm the one that will win. So don't put your vote where you know it's a waste of vote. Look, if your son will win me, I will tell you. And I will come, I will tell you, my brother Ndibo, Ndanambra, give him the vote. But it will be a waste. Because I am the one to win. He said, so give it to me. Later I can call him. I said, my brother, leave it. Since I'm there, Anambra will be protected. But if you go waste that vote, it's a way where he won't win. But you know he won't win. Are you not aware? I am not that he won't win. I mean, we should tell ourselves the simple truth. Listen up to ground. Listen, you put your ears on the ground. Not what elites are saying. Listen, what is the grassroots saying? Whom are they calling his name? Of all these aspirants, whom are the grassroots? Who are they calling his name? Wike. Anywhere you go, Wike. Even the toilet, Wike. Even the bedroom, Wike. Kitchen self, Wike. Your wife they give you food, Wike. Husband and wife they sleep, Wike. Haba. Thank you. You know, politics is too much propaganda. When I leave now, they will come to you. The North said they won't vote for Wike. Tell them you have heard so. But you, Anambra, will vote for Wike. They will come and tell you, oh, the West, they sat last night. They said they will not vote for Wike. Say you had it in CNN too. But you vote for Wike. Ah, people say they will never vote for Wike. He said, yes, even you at the meeting. But you vote for.
Well, as much as possible, I'm going to try to be very modest and civil about this broadcast. Otherwise, when I watched, Wike's declarations and all he did at Anambra State, honestly, I was disgusted to say the least. He further gave me reasons to strongly believe that, for 2023 presidential elections, Wike, it will be a very huge error, for Nigerians to support Wike. The last broadcast I made, of course, I've seen some comments, people expressing support for Wike, people even trying to vituperate me and stuff like that. But when I looked holistically at the what's it called, at the comments and what people are saying and all of that, it's just a handful. More than 90% of the people are commenting and saying everybody is still standing with Peter Obi. Now I'm going to tell you the reason why. Honestly, I think, and I hold my position, to say that it will be a huge error for any human being, any right thinking Nigeria at this time, to think that the likes of Wike, are the kind of people who want to become president of Nigeria. It will be a very huge error. And I'll tell you why. For the first time, in my own adult life, since I came to be very conscious, I became very conscious about my own environment, about politics and the way Nigeria is being run and every other thing. I have seen a few elections, but I can tell you that for the first time, this is the first time we're having an aspirant in a major political party in Nigeria, that is not just telling us the problems we have in this country, but is giving us data, giving us, analysis, and telling us how to get out of these problems. And of course, giving us, evidence, some evidence of how prepared he is to tackle the issues. And the person who is doing that is Peter Obi. I was expecting, when I came to understand that at a point that Governor Wike was going to Anambra State to address delegates and the people of Anambra State, I was expecting that Governor Wike was going to be telling us, what he wants to do as president. So far, I have watched a lot of, videos of Wike and all of that. The only thing Wike talks about is give me your vote. Wike has not given Nigerians the blueprint of how he wishes to tackle the Nigerian issues, the myriad of issues, rising from economy to security to the social life of Nigerian people to culture and tourism to everything. There is nothing that Wike has said, this is how I'm going to get this result. And now, the same old politics that we have always been used to, that has kept us where we are, the same old politics is what we see so many of them playing. Oh, we will make sure that we defeat insecurity. We will fight corruption. We will ensure that a dollar become $1 become $1. We will do this. We will do that. That's what we hear. Now, we want to sit down in this day and age to say, yeah, good. You will fight insecurity. How? You will empower Nigerians economically. How? Oh, you will ensure that what's it called? Electricity becomes stable in Nigeria. How? Now, Peter Obi doesn't just tell you how. He equally tells you where he believes we can get the money to get some of these issues resolved. Now, Olarotimi, did say that we cannot predict the temper of a chick still in its egg. It is what this thing is about, really. None of these people right now who are contesting has been a president before. And so therefore, nobody really can 100%, 1000% say, oh, this will do that. However, the Benin people say, now where we see person rich and then we describe the person rich. This is what this is about. Right now, all of these people we are talking about right now where we see them rich, now we describe them rich. Now, when I talk about Wike, I'm talking about him now where I see him rich. For the people who are who are insulting, who are throwing, who are being insolent, and all of that, I do not. Very many of them I do not blame them. Some of them are from Edo State, and of course, anything that is in opposition to the governor of Edo State, they will take side. Whether the thing is reasonable, it's not reasonable, it doesn't matter. So I understand those ones. For the others, I really want them to use their heads to reason. I mean, reason not just where we are right now, look at where we are coming from and look at the pattern. The same old pattern is what is at play right now. It is that same old pattern. Wike right now said in this broadcast that he is the strongest man to defeat APC. Now, Nigerians, if you look at the history of our own political development, we have always taken side with the people we consider strong men. Buhari was a strong man, as acclaimed. Nigerians trooped out 2015 to make sure Jonathan, was taken out of that place because a strong man was coming. So we have always had, all the time to, oh, this man is a strong man, and he will feed down the other, this one. Let me tell us the truth. This nation, whether now or in the past or in the future, for this nation to move forward, and for Nigeria to move forward, Nigeria is not looking for strong men, but Nigeria is looking for people that will build strong institutions. People that are intellectually savvy, capable, people that have excelled themselves, which examples we can point to, who are prepared, who are not running because they want to add another feather to their cap, or their caps, as it were. People who are running because they see the glory of service as what is uppermost. Those are the kind of people we are talking about. People who know the problems as you and I do know, and who will proffer solutions to this problem using empirical evidences, using everything that you yourself can be convinced by. Now, Governor Wike, obviously is threatened by the emergence of Peter Obi. He's threatened by the data and the analysis of Peter Obi that are very true about the Nigerian state. And he knows that as soon as Nigerians put their heads down to listen to Peter Obi and understand where Peter Obi is coming from and where he wishes to take Nigeria to, he knows that he has no chance. And so therefore, the tactics he wishes to employ is to trivialize the process, to make this whole, process, make it become like a comedy of a sort. This is a very serious matter we are talking about. I have many people right now. Please share this broadcast. It's very important because even the Bible says, faith cometh by hearing and hearing by the word of God. And whether we like it or not, this little effort we are making is touching people. People are listening. People are following. You understand what I'm saying now? And that's why we must continue on this trajectory. My own concern, the same way it is with so many other people right now, is for us to have a Nigeria that will be in the hands of people who can actually lead us right and stabilize the fortunes of this country. Now, watching and listening to Wike, not just this time, okay, over time, definitely, I have been convinced even beyond this, before this day, that Wike does not have that temperament as a human being to become president of Nigeria. His attitude is unbecoming of anybody who should even be on this field. Everywhere, okay, across the world, where things work, when aspirants are campaigning and talking about what they want to do, okay, the fellow contestants don't attack them. What they try to do is to say the policy that this person is presenting is not workable. This is why it is not workable. They give their own solution to the issues. Everywhere. I live in the UK. We have the Conservatives right now in power at the federal level. We have Labour closely chasing. It is never about, the leader of the Labour Party insulting the leader of the Conservative Party at all. No. It's about the leader of the Labour Party taking on the issues and the solutions being proffered by the leader of the Conservative. It is never personal. Now, Wike has gone to Anambra State, left the the message, and started attacking the messenger. That is not politics. That is what we have always known in this country. So when you see people clapping, oh, Wike are the strong man, Wike are this, where is for strong? We are talking of the people's power, power belonging to the people, the fortunes of the people, the patrimony of the people. This nation does not require strong men. This nation requires people that will build strong institutions for this country to move forward. People who are intellectually savvy, people who are up to date and compliant with the time that we are into right now. Former Governor Peter Obi is not a man coming from the blues. We know him. He's been governor for 8 years. Wike is still serving as a governor. So this man, as a governor for 8 years, has distinguished himself even in small civil service Anambra State. We can call his result. People can refer to his result. I probably expected Wike to come to Anambra State and so to say that when Peter Obi was governor of Anambra State, he failed in this, he failed in that, he failed in that. So therefore, we cannot trust him to become the president of Nigeria. These will be issues that Nigerians, right-thinking Nigerians, will be willing to listen to. Peter Obi has put his scorecard right there for everybody to see. Nobody, not even one person, has come out anywhere to say this was a lie. The man said he left nearly 80 billion naira in the coffers of Enugu state government. Anambra state government. Sorry, I keep calling it Enugu because Anambra and Enugu, they used to be together. Enugu was capital of Anambra State. So if you hear me mistakenly say Enugu, no, I'm referring to Anambra State. This man is already a man that we know has distinguished himself inside out. The man is not saying, oh, Wike is not good or Tambwa is not good. The man is saying the people we require in Nigeria right now are people who are prepared for the job. I already see Wike as a man who knows that from 2023 he will no longer be in office, and therefore he needs to fix himself somewhere. Like they always do. Some will go to the Senate. And so therefore he wants to bulldoze his way. The other day, Governor Wike was addressing some PDP stalwarts, and I heard him say that he has paid and made sacrifices for this political party. It is now time for the party to pay him back. I thought that is for somebody who is running to become president, that is so immodest. Like you are the only person in this party. Like if Wike is not in PDP will have no life. He further went ahead to say that if PDP does not win 2023 election, PDP will be extinguished. There will be no PDP again in Nigeria. And I think that is the highest of fallacies. I think that is the biggest of lies. I think that's the biggest of lies. If PDP does not win in 2023, the federal government of Nigeria, you understand what I'm saying now? It will have been like 80 years without PDP in power. This same PDP, for 12 years in Edo State, they were not in power. This same PDP, they are still striving strong in so many other states where they are not currently in power. How will one person just arrogate such excessive power to himself to say without him nothing will work? Please, now I think we have quite some number of persons, nearly 200 persons watching this broadcast right now. Let me play this except again so you guys can take a listen. Probably know where I'm coming from. Maybe I will stop it at some point to respond to some things Wike was saying here. Now, this again is I hear somebody saying no sound. Can you guys hear me? Hello, if you can hear me, say yes, please. Just type yes if you can hear me. Hello. Hello, can you hear me? Okay. Okay. Now, this again, when he said who can withstand APC in this election, it's only me. I find out very ridiculous. I find it honestly, it's like a slap to the face of all of us. It's part of exactly what I'm talking about. Somebody looking at his own chest and chest alone. And we are in a state right now, a very precarious state in this nation. Every woman in Nigeria right now should be looking at the Nigeria of the future, looking at the capacity these aspirants have, okay, to move Nigeria forward. You understand what I'm saying now? Now, for people, I think people have drawn it so much in Wike's head to make him believe that, oh, he's a strong man. Nobody's a strong man. Nobody is a strong man. When it comes to governance, when it comes to leadership and leading people, we're talking about strong people are people who can build proper consensus, who will lead from the front, who will lead, using proper data, who will look at the issues and they are able to plan for the issues, against the backdrop of the number of people that these issues are facing. I was listening to Peter Obi one day. He broke down one particular problem of our economy to the individuals in Nigeria. To one particular individual in Nigeria. And he further went to proper solution using what is expected of an individual, you understand what I'm saying now, to reflect a collection of the whole. These things will make me continue to talk about Peter Obi. With all due respect to the family members and friends who believe they care about me, who are telling me to slow down, not to put myself out there, not to risk too much of Peter Obi, there is no way. Because my being here is talking about this is due to a very imperative demand because of the state of the Nigerian nation today. It is not a job of Peter Obi alone. And for some people who have made comment to say, oh, for the delegates, weekend I go win, now this, now that. Come on, everybody just keep quiet. Keep quiet. Let us reason for once. Let us break away from the old order. Let us break away from the old order. The only permanent thing in this life is change. The suffering that we are undergoing in Nigeria today, everybody is feeling the brunt. The delegates are not stones, they are human beings. They are listening. Please share the broadcast because they will hear. They will hear. Somebody called me last night. Yes, it was last night. He called me. He said it's from Anambra State that his father attended this meeting that Wike was addressing, Anambra people. And I was very encouraged by what he told me, what his father said to him as an opinion shared by many of those people who were there, the delegates of, he even insulted the delegates, say, not be so na even many self. I think you're about 40 or so. You understand what I'm saying now? I think Wike is, if you make this man a president, you are making a tyrant a president. This man may even be worse than the Buhari we have right now. You don't need a man who is so disrespectful like this. A man who bullies everybody. Who has Wike not had altercations with, as far as this Nigeria is concerned? Everybody, people are just like, oh, Wike. But the information we are gathering is that, Okay, oh, Wike, you are the man. That's what we are getting. The man is not getting anything. Even in APC, I spoke with APC national stalwarts who told me that they know that in all, the only person on the field right now that even the APC members trust can do the job to deliver Nigeria is Peter Obi. So what are we talking about? So when people come out to say, we can a strong man, we can a strong man, what makes a strong man in politics? Who is a strong man in politics? Who? So let us not, I think the old arrangement that we have always had is obscuring many of our minds with all due respect. And I want Nigerians to understand that the only thing in life that is permanent is change. What many of us are doing right now is to break away from the old order. I would support Wike if Wike presents a palpable and believable argument on how he will restore the Nigerian state, stabilize the ship of the Nigerian state, build alliances, across the Nigerian nation to move this Nigerian forward. I probably would be taking side with him. Because my support is not hinged on anything. It is hinged on my belief. And that belief is coming from what I see, what I hear. And that's what I said earlier. According to a parable in Benin, it says, now where they see man rich, that they describe man rich. I mean, we've seen these guys on the field. I want to have a president that I can be proud of. A president that will not probably go to international communities and be speaking like a tyrant. A president that will be modest. Somebody reached out to me the other day. It was in a comment. They didn't actually call. He was saying he likens Wike to President Trump. And I said, as I told the person, I replied the person privately. I said, don't even make that mistake at all. At all. There are probably some similarities in attitude. But the President Trump we are talking about right now, if he's not careful, he's going to go to jail because the system of the American state does not accept that tyrannic, that Agberoic kind of attitude. But as President Trump was very savvy economically. This man was excelled in his own personal life, as a personal economist, built industries here and there. And so therefore he brought something to the table, even while he was, what it was by way of his own personal attitude. He did bring something to the table. He did argue for his own economy, argue for his own foreign policy when he was contesting, argue for different things. There were issues this man tackled. What are the issues that Wike is discussing? What are the issues? Let's take a listen a bit further. But I think that was what now me go defeat APC, now me go defeat APC. It's with all due respect, it's nonsense. And Nigerians should not be bamboozled by that. Let's take a listen further. Oh, sorry. I understand that when Wike is talking, there's no sound. Anyway, in this particular video, for those who may not have heard, it was just, saying, trying to dress down Peter Obi. It is not the time to say, I'm an economist, I'm a trader, and this and that. He was just saying all those kind of things and, all of that. And yet he was not giving us his own solutions to the issues, but he was coming out to ask the people for their votes. To ask the people for their votes. I don't know. I'm just surprised that there's no sound in this particular video. I'm going to try to, take it out and upload it again and see if I can get some sound. But it's very important we listen to this video of Wiki. Let's try again. Please just put a comment there if you can hear him. Want to try again?
No sentiment should be brought in. No sentiment. Of all the aspirants, who can withstand this APC in this election? Whether the person from Anambra, we are from Sokoto, we are from Imo. Look at all of us. Who can withstand APC in this election? It is me. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. This is not the time for theory. This is a time for action. This is not a time that I'm a trader. No. No. This is not a time I'm an importer. No. This is not a time I own bank. No. It's not time for somebody saying that I carry my bag. It's not this time. It's not this time at all. I didn't come here to begin to teach you about the economy of Nigeria. That's theory. That's not what I came here. So coming here now to tell you these health indices, this is true, not true. It's not true at all, it's not true. Those ones are theory, it doesn't work that way.
Nigerians, you can listen to this man that, now, with all due respect, I'm going to try to be as modest as possible. It is only a clown that can actually, be approaching serious issues like this. Now, when he was doing all of this, trying to dress down Peter Obi, I was waiting for him to now provide his own solutions to the issues. Peter Obi is very convincing. And again, Peter Obi is not coming from the blues. He's not coming from like nowhere. We have not seen this man. He's a captain of industry, yes, we've seen him. Now, he has served the public as a public servant, as a governor like yourself. Now, you are not telling us now, man, when Peter Obi was the governor of Anambra State, he did not do this, he did not do this. So they have economic. I mean, why can't Wike make this campaign a campaign on issues? Because what is plaguing Nigeria and Nigerians are issues. Issues with insecurity. Issues with the economy of the Nigerian state. Issues with the way, the poverty nature of Nigerian people. A nation of about 200 million people right now having over 100 million below poverty level. These are the issues. So if the campaign is not about issues, you want to make it a personal campaign, then why will not listen to you? So for those people who have made comments, some wrote me inbox messages to insult me, why am I not doing? Some even said, oh, if I want to campaign for Peter Obi, I should campaign for Peter Obi. I should not talk about Wike. Look at you people. Somebody is campaigning to become president of a nation whose policies and implementation will affect me directly and indirectly. And I should not have a say in all that. That is part of the old ways. And I come here to tell us that the old approach to this system has not helped us. Wike belongs to that old order. And we must, as a matter of urgent national security, run away from this old order. And the only man on the field, this is, with all due respect to the other young guys in other, very small political parties, people like Shawore, some of those guys, and all of that. We thought some of them too are discussing proper issues. I could listen to them. The reason why my heart is not in their ring is because, okay, whether we like it or not, the next president of Nigeria is going to come from either APC or PDP, whether you believe like it or not, because these guys have built enough structures to be able to amass those votes. And so, therefore, if we have an intellectual coming in any of these big political parties and all of that, they are likely going to get our attention more than those, whose party may not even have a local government chairman. You understand what I'm saying now? Because this is going to be a game of numbers. And apart from that, people must understand this. People have reached out to me, so, oh man, why are you not talking about Showore? Why are you not talking about this, about that? Some of these guys, this man with YPP, and these political parties, they mostly don't have a national spread. Some of them don't even have a House of Assembly member. So they will do a lot. Some of them are intellectuals. But at the end of the day, okay, when it comes down to the nitty-gritty, the next president is going to be either PDP or APC. And so therefore, if we are lucky to have one person or two persons in either of these political parties, they will want to give attention to these ones, because these parties have, they've muzzled everything to themselves across the entire length and breadth of this country to be able to determine, who becomes who. So, with all due respect to all those guys, some of them, I think they are very, they are savvy. Some of them can actually do the job. We can believe in some of them, but where they are coming from is a very slim rope, and Nigeria is still growing. Probably at a time we are going to mature to that stage where the voices of some of these guys, okay, belonging to some of these political blocs, small political blocs, will matter. Even in advanced countries, we have some of people like that. You know what I'm saying? But they never produce prime ministers, they never produce presidents like in America or in some of the European countries. It is still falls best down to the people in the major political parties. So that is why. So I don't have any disrespect at all for those guys. Some of them are shining stars, honestly, shining stars. But we are facing very serious reality here. And I think that somebody like Peter Obi, if given a chance, should be able to harness the brains around this country to make this country a better place. This man, in fact, the Bible, for those who are Christians, the Bible says, "Seek ye first the kingdom of God, and every other thing shall be added unto you." In politics, there is a kingdom that we must seek first, and every other thing will fall in place. So when I listen to Peter Obi, appear to have a grasp of that kingdom of politics that we need to seek first. In one of his broadcasts that I listened to, he made Nigerians to understand that the major component of a proper society is education. When you go to the northern part of Nigeria, we find Nigeria generally today, we have over 10 million out of school children. Out of school. Over 10 million. Now, some statistically have never even been to school at all. Now, Peter Obi has said that all of these children, is going to devise a way to ensure that they are given the opportunities, that no child in Nigeria should be born, grows up without education. And that is going to be paramount. The other day I made a broadcast and I refer to this, and I'm saying this again. It is not, they don't make noise about it. One of the highest foreign earners to the United Kingdom is education. It is one of the highest foreign arrangement for the UK, but it is not official. Nigerians trooping here for masters, for this, for that, for that. They pay, not just Nigerians, all over the world. Everybody's coming to the UK to come and study. It is a national earner because they've stabilized their education to get that respect. They built their educational infrastructure to make it attractive to the whole world, that everybody wants to come and study in the UK. It's a foreign earner for them, whether you like it or not, but they don't make noise about it. They protect it, legislation upon legislation guiding education. They don't produce anything. It's a service country. But I tell you, this country is one of the richest countries in this world. They don't have oil, they don't have any natural resources. But this place is in fact, it is the economic capital of the world. Take it or leave it. Because the people understand Their forefathers did understand what these components mean. And when I hear Peter Obi speak, he talks about some of these things. Okay, I am not surprised that this man has lived very long in the UK. He has grown very well in this UK to understand how some of these things work. So when he's talking about how to transform the Nigerian state, he's referring to China, referring to Dubai, referring to the UK, referring to the US and other places he's visited, he's experienced one-on-one. Definitely, I am moved to believe, because he's the only aspirant on the ground today within these political parties that we can believe. So it's probably not too late, but I will advise that this picture of Wike that we have, let's take a listen further if we can hear.
So I had Peter Obi say that he's the best candidate, that he's the best candidate. Haba. What I came to beg you is that your mandate. That one vote win. So don't put your vote where you know it's a waste of vote. Look, if your son would win me, I will tell you. And I will come, I will tell you, my brother Ndibo, Ndanambra, give him the vote. But it will be a waste.
You see, this is... Anyway, man, it's really unfortunate. In all of this, Wike actually spent about half an hour or more addressing an aberrance. Wike did not tell the people these are his plans for economy. These are his plans for security. These are his plans for this. No! May we reason for those of us who are thinking Wike, and I hope I have addressed that enough to say, don't even tell me about Strongman. We are looking at people will build strong institutions. But there's something that caught my attention that I want to show to us. It caught my attention because it is still part of this Wike thing that many of us need to come to know. You know, Governor Umahi was one person intimidated grossly, by Wike. You understand what I'm saying now? Intimidated seriously by this same Wike. If today said Wike threat was going to remove him as a governor, hear the response of Governor Umahi to Wike's rant.
Heard him in a channel, boasting that is behind a main man that depends on the breath of God. I pity illiteracy. It's a shame. You are boasting to remove another governor. What qualifies you? Just because you are packing money that is public fund. Not intellectual material, but just packing money from public funds, and you are boasting about it. Otherwise, whom were you? I became a billionaire at the age of 25. I've worked all my life, and I've asked him to come for public debate. I do not commission 3.4 kilometer road. I commission 35 kilometer roads. I commission twin flyovers running to 1 kilometer. I commission mega projects with little resources. So, if he says he has done well and there is Mr. This or that, let him come for public debate with me. Let me know, let's start with our childhood, So.
That was Governor Umahi. This one governor that many Nigerians attest to, who is doing very well in his own state as well. Of course, had issues with the Wike. Wike was all and about, you understand what I'm saying? And, this self-conceitment by Wike is one that worries many of us. Politics, particularly aspiration for public offices like this, is a position of service to the people. You are not helping the people. You are only coming to provide service. When your time is up, your time is up. It is not your personal property. It is not something that you will arrogate so much to yourself. You threatened was going to remove another governor in his own state. The same way, filler of this, the same threat. He equally even threatened even Edo State governor and his deputy in recent time, and all of that. All of those things. I don't know where some of those things are coming from. And these are some of the things he does that make people say he's a strong man. Say he's a strong man. Now, what you are, Governor Wike, is probably good enough for Rivers State. It's definitely not good enough for Nigeria. And this is why we are here to say no. No. So please, if you are there, help us share this broadcast. It's very important because from your own, what's it called, your platform, your profile, people will watch because people will need to hear. I am in this space. I am not contesting an election. The same way Nigerians will be hearing the voices of the politicians contesting an election, the same way my voice will be heard. The same way I believe your own voice, who is watching me right now, should be heard. Some of you may not be able to do what we are doing right now. It may just be your contribution, may just be to share and pass it on to others and directly to the delegates. I beg you, our nation is in a defining moment. We have never had it so bad. The only time in the history of the Nigerian state that compares to now was during the Civil War. This country is dying. The country is bleeding. This country is hemorrhaging. And this country needs to be saved. The current leadership we have, led by President Muhammadu Buhari, everybody can attest across this country. Even those sucking from them can attest to the fact that these people have failed, they are clueless, they are taking Nigeria beyond abyss. And therefore, it is time for us to look beyond them. 2023 is around the corner, yet it's very far away because of what we are experiencing right now. But I want to appeal for the delegates. It is not time to play this politics of, oh, I am from the north, the other one is from the south, the other one from the west. For once, let us unite our force around a candidate that we believe very strongly. Even many people are clapping to say, oh, Wike, they will give their support to Wike. Many of them do know that this Wike they want to give their support to is not the right person. Please, the vote is not an open ballot system. You can do whatever you want to do publicly, but give your vote to the right person. And in this case, the man we have seen in PDP as that right person is Peter Obi. The PDP now, they have made the matter become even more ridiculous. They have said they are throwing it open. Anybody that picks form can contest. They want to start screening on Friday. I will come and talk about this at a later date. You know, the way the Northerners have positioned themselves to ensure that power remains with the North forever. If PDP and APC make the mistake this time, okay, and this power of the presidency, you know, is not where it ought to be by way of looking at what justice is. Because whether we like it or not, the Northerners, whether APC and PDP, they are already meeting together. APC initially said they are zoning to the south. Now there is a grand move to throw it open. The delegates of APC in the north, they are more than 1,000 more than the delegates of APC in the south. The same way it is with PDP. So these people, the Northerners have positioned themselves in this country that if they want to ensure that forever and ever Satanas don't become president, they can do it. But the risk in all of this is that we have had some voices right now, this period, advocating for a split, division in this country. And the only reason why they are doing that is because people don't feel belong. We cannot afford to ostracize people anymore. There must be a politics of inclusion. And I make bold to say that the right person to become president of Nigeria right this time should be an Igbo person. PDP people, you are listening, go and listen very well. The argument the Tambuwas and the Sarakis are making, oh, it has to be in the north. It's only Northerners that can wrestle power from APC, blah, blah. It's all rubbish. If you make an Igbo man the candidate of the PDP, all you need to do is to sell him to the north. And the north will buy the candidate if it's a PDP candidate. So don't tell us that it is only the north that can wrestle power from APC. It's all rubbish. It's all part of the nonsense you people are doing to want to keep power Unfortunately, in the South, our people are just beating around. They know where the truth is, but each of them, they are ready to enslave themselves continuously. All we want in this country right now is some level of equity, some balance, some fairness. It has not been there. Nigeria has not been fair to the Igbos. This is a fact. And Nigeria is very lucky right now that somebody like Peter Obi is an Igbo man. He ticks all the boxes. And I think whether you are north, you are south, you are east, you are west, I think right now, everybody should look inwards. Look at all of the aspirants. Look at the one that is impeccable and the one who has the right frame of mind, the intellectual disposition, the experience to actually lead this Nigerian ship. If Peter Obi was a Yoruba man, I probably would be speaking the same way I'm speaking right now. But we are lucky he's an Igbo man. He's the most prepared. Let me not use the word the most qualified. He's the most prepared and one of the most qualified. Why not let all the northern aspirants, your consensus has failed. Okay? PDP, why don't you guys be wise? If you want to rescue Nigeria with the eye of balance. If Nigeria today produces a northern president in 2023, believe me, so many Nnamdi Kanu will be born. Many will be born that will not visit Nigeria, that you cannot incarcerate as you are incarcerating Nnamdi Kanu right now. The voices will increase. The instability will increase and you cannot solve it. We already have issues right now. Make Peter Obi the president of Nigeria. That will calm some nerves. We'll from there to build a united identity for the Nigerian state. We'll from there begin to relocate and rearrange the Nigerian state in a way that it will be beneficial to everybody in this country. We are not doing it just because you want to pacify the Igbos alone. It's important to pacify them because Nigeria has cheated these people for too long. But you are doing it because there is the need for that sense of inclusion, that sense of balance, that sense of equity, that sense of unity. So as a delegate, if you are listening and you truly love the Nigerian state very well, nothing is forever. You make him a president, at most he's going to do 8 years, and that person takes over. Let us learn to understand this. And at some point, this generation will pass away. Everybody in this generation will say, die. The young generation will take over. Nobody's going to live forever. Nigeria will remain. So let us have that attitude of sharing. Of sharing. Of sharing. In this country today, when you meet, you are 5 years old in this country, having been documented and all of that. You apply for your indefinite leave to remain. 1 year into that, you can become a citizen of the United Kingdom. So there are so many Nigerians who are citizens of the UK, so many foreigners. I began to wonder, why is UK just giving us citizenship like that, and all of that? Are they not scared? But it's a matter. Nothing lasts forever. They give citizenship. You are there. You are contributing to the economy of the land. You are doing what you are doing. Your time is going. One day you die. You leave it. The country moves on. The country is permanent. The country is permanent. Nigeria is permanent. Why can't we just? Some people just say, man, it's either Yoruba or Igbo or Hausa. Yoruba or Hausa. We should jettison that nonsense and let us always look for the beautiful ones. Using the microscope of balance. Even the Nigerian Constitution understands even that as weak as the Constitution. I think the Nigerian state right now, for us to start getting it right, get an Igbo person who we can believe that we can trust enough to deliver the defense of democracy and make the president become the candidate of PDP. Don't even mix it with anything. Don't tell Lord because of your own personal interest that it's only a northerner that can wrestle power from APC. Nonsense. I think the pressure should even be that APC and PDP should ensure that they present Eastern candidates. And I like that. At the end of the day, we should have two candidates of APC and PDP that Nigerians can say, okay, anywhere you go, and we are at home. This is what this is for many of us. And so we are not afraid to speak out. Please, if you are there, share this broadcast. And for our people, somebody just wrote, you just say, somebody other said, it says, speaker, show us your PVC. my brother, probably my next broadcast, I will show you my PVC. And besides, I'm more than PVC, okay, I am doing a lot more than just one PVC. I know people I have mobilized to go and get their PVCs. So I think you, wherever you are standing and making this comment right now, should go to your own constituency and begin to look for the delegates in your constituency to support Peter Obi. Right now, we are not going to the age of a time of PVC. We are now at the stage where we need the delegates to put the numbers together to make Peter Obi become the candidate of the PDP and eventually become the president of Nigeria, God willing. And of course, we advocate for APC to bring out a candidate that will square up with a PDP candidate that we can look at both sides and say, yes, anywhere you go, we are okay, and everybody will be happy. On the last note, I just want to show us something. Referring to Governor Wike. Governor Wike was the governor of Rivers State 2019. In 2019 presidential election, this was the results. Anambra State polled for PDP 524,000 votes, 723. And APC got 3,000. That's from Anambra State. Rivers State got where Governor Wike is governor. Governor Wike gave PDP 473,000 votes as governor. And APC got 150,000 votes. He was governor then. He's still governor now. And the same Wike, you understand what I'm saying now, is the one who is trying to, tell Nigerians that Peter Obi is irrelevant. Peter Obi wasn't governor. He's a past governor. But his own state polled even more than yours where you are a sitting governor. So when people are saying strong man, let's just forget it. Nigeria, for the last time, we don't need strong men right now. What we need are people who can galvanize strong institutions, build strong alliances for the good of the Nigerian people. And I don't think that Wike has that pedigree to do that. As a matter of fact, on the last note of Wike, I want to share something with you. I talked about this, in my previous broadcast, but I want to share it, so that you just take a listen. Just listen.
If I catch any of the commissioners or special advisors going to play politics on who becomes governor of Rivers State 2023, holding meetings, because it's a turn of this with the turn of that people, you will go with that turn. Loyalty is key.
All of these, they don't present a very positive image of this man. You understand what I'm saying? Now he's overbearing, honestly. And as a nation, asking to have a president, we don't need such a character. Even as bad as things are with Buhari, Buhari is not this overbearing. Imagine you have this man as president of Nigeria. We are finished. Let's not risk it. Wike is a risk to this nation. And like I said in my previous broadcast, Wike is here, is here to spoil things probably for Peter Obi. And this is why I want Nigerians to wake up, particularly the delegates, to understand that this time has to be different. And it will be different because we contributed to making that difference. Whether you are a delegate or you are not a delegate. If PDP is able to give Peter Obi the ticket, just forget it and see what Nigerians will do to galvanize for support for Peter Obi to become president of Nigeria. Just leave the rest. Anyhow, I think I've made the case. Former Governor Peter Obi is the right man for this job, and I'm going to want to leave you guys with a recent interview he granted Arise Television. For this video, I've credits goes to AIT and channels for some of the footages I've shown. But in this particular one, he did this with Arise Television. Again, when you listen, you further understand why many of us who love this country and we love the unity of this country to continue. We love, because if you look at this Nigeria, if you look very well, Nigeria is potentially the greatest country in this world. I'm not saying this because I'm a Nigerian. The beauty of this Nigerian state, we have not even experienced it. This is one of the most diverse nations in the world. We have not tapped into the beauty of our diversity in such a way that it will be of proper good for us. We need somebody who can build that consensus for us. We need to tap into the proper beauty of this nation, to have our own Nigerian creed, our own Nigerian belief. That creed that will say yes, like the Americans will say the American dream. We will live by the Nigerian promise because of the beauty of our diversity, the enrichment of our land naturally, the grace that is bestowed on the people in their diversities and all of that. We have not even experienced this. We have not at all. We need to build a Nigeria where the Igbo man from the east, we have mutual and proper respect continuously for the Fulani man from the north, and the Fulani man from the north, we have same for the Igbo man from the east, and the Yorubas will be free to settle anywhere they like, and the Edos and the Domans and the Gbankers and the thieves, we settle anywhere, aspire anywhere, and of course build their lives anywhere, where we practice true citizenship, true patriotism, where even as an Hausa man or a Fulani man, you have lived 10 years in Igbo land, you can become the governor of Imo State, you can become the governor of Anambra State. The same thing we apply to the Igbo man in Sokoto State, in Kano State, because they lived long enough to aspire in those places. Where your father may actually be from Kano, but because you have lived 15 years in Edo State, you are from Edo State, and you have another brother who is from Lagos State because he has lived there and is married there, and all of us are mixing together, knowing fully well that we are a nation of many nations. We need to stabilize this shape so that we can begin to look into our own beauty as a people and begin to develop this beauty, because Nigeria is working for everybody. And the only time we can get there is when we get the right people in place to be able to fashion a proper economy for all of us. That the economy that will put food on everybody's table, economy that will make us stress less, economy that will not lead to people running away to enslave themselves in the streets of Europe and America, economy that will make Nigeria self-sufficient, and people are not fighting to become politicians, fighting to become this thing where they have nothing to offer, where governors will simply be for the glory of service. And people who are in that corridor will be people who truly know they can offer something, and to be based on issues, not on personal attacks and vendetta. We need to build that nation. Let us listen to Peter Obi.
Politics or public life is not about winning or losing election. That is for transactional politicians, which most of the politicians here are. For them, it's a business enterprise. So if you lose the election or you're not in position, your business is not doing well. That is not something for me. For me, politics and public life is about transformational, trying to change the society. Before I went into politics, I lived in the UK and I participated I've been to Afghanistan, I've been to Rwanda, I've been to Haiti, I've been to Philippines on missions like that. So it is not about winning or losing election. When I was a governor and there was an earthquake in Haiti, I went to President Jonathan. I said, I want to go to Haiti. And he said, why? I said, I want to go and help them to rebuild. They just have an earthquake. And he said, well, I said, I'm leaving in 2 days' time. I've even withdrawn my son from school. We are going to Haiti. Go and ask the Nigerian ambassador in the Caribbean then. Go and ask the police people. As I knew the Nigerian police even worked in Haiti. Go and ask them. I was in Haiti for 1 week, helping them to rebuild. Eli Okeke, Bob Manuel, the actor, went back when I raised about $200,000 for them to help them rebuild. So this is what I used to do. Since I left office, I visited over 150 schools, hospitals, everything. I've been to schools in Sokoto, Nasarawa, Kogi,
every part of Nigeria. If you ask God, number one, he will tell you that I was in Sokoto. He gave me the car to take me to a school in the border of Nigeria and the other country. I asked him, what if you can say that come to visit schools? Let me even come home to what is very. On the 10th of this month, I was in Good Shepherd Hospital in Enugu, run by Bishop Chukuma. On the 11th, I was in Philomena Hospital in Benin, big hospital run by the Catholic Diocese of Benin. On the 17th, I was in Holy Ghost Hospital and the School of Nursing in Emekuku in Owerri. 2 days ago, I was in Madonna School of Nursing in Umuahia. All these places I've visited, I've not spent less than 1.5 million trying to help. If you look at my life between the time I was in office and today, you can't see any difference. I'm saying, let's the politicians who practice it the way it's practiced all over the world. You don't need to be in office. Being in office might help me to do more, but you don't need to be in office to do what you're supposed to do.
Well, we will do the best that we could. We always would. I just want a situation where we are, as a nation, we are not placed, with the option of having to choose the better of two demons between PDP and APC. I like that this nation, we are able to have candidates representing these two political parties that Nigerians can feel at home with, so that we don't make that mistake. And therefore, Nigerian people, Peter Obi is the option. For the delegates, please, the decision is yours to make. But look at a lot of these guys and make very sound decisions. For those in the north, our brothers in the north, we have a chance, a very serious chance, to consolidate the unity of this country. And that chance, I believe, very strongly stand with Peter Obi. Let us do the right thing. It is not a question of a northern president or this or this or this. It's a question of equity, a question of justice, a question of fairness, a question of righteousness. The Bible says, with the righteous and the authority, the people rejoice. Righteousness is not people who go to church or who go to mosque. They are people who are able to show concern for their own neighbors. Jesus Christ said, so long as you did not do this to the least of your brethren, you have not done it to me. So we need to elect a righteous person, not a church person, but the person who is in power and looking after the needs of those he's leading conscientiously. That is a righteous man. And I see that righteousness in Peter Gregory Obi. Nigerian people, my name is Comrade Lantik Mamusa Oriahi, and it's been the Comrade Show. I'll see you again, because we'll keep on analyzing all of these. Hopefully, in our next broadcast, we probably will go to the north and begin to look at the Iwiwisms. Don't worry about the meaning of Iwiwism. It has no English explanation, but we're going to be looking at certain nitty-gritty of these guys as aspirants from the north. And we're going to be proving the reason why the Tamboas, the Sarakis, the, Atikus, why they should all withdraw their hearts from the ring and support Peter Gregory Obi. On that note, my people, bye for now. It's been the Comrade Show. My name is Comrade Lantik. I'm sorry. Please don't forget, share this broadcast. Share. Let's see if we can get up to 1,000 shares. It is the sharing of this broadcast that matter. And please don't forget, I put a link there. We have this, Nigerian People's Vanguard. It's a group, Facebook group, Nigerian People's Vanguard for Peter Obi 2023. Please join the group. For very soon, we're going to be having a very big conference where Nigerians are going to interact, to begin to set certain agenda, very micro agenda on how we are going to get Nigerians together to support the candidacy of Peter Obi. Bye for now, and God bless you all.
Are you a business owner? Do you make your own products? This is your best opportunity ever. Register your brand now with the first and largest marketplace promoting Nigerian-made products. Get access to over 17 million shoppers and customers currently in need of your products. Download on Google Play Store now to register or visit ekioja.com. Focus on creating your passion. Leave the marketing to us.
Comrade Show, Wike, Comrade Lantik Oriahi. This is the commercial.